Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. Over the years, Huawei has always been a high-profile domestic technology brand. Huawei has continued to lead China into a new era of technological development, but this has also made Huawei a thorn in the eyes of some countries. In the past 3 years, not only the epidemic has been rampant, the 3 years of global economic downturn were also the most difficult 3 years for Huawei's development. During this period, Huawei encountered many difficulties and obstacles. Refusing to provide chip services to Huawei, even U.S. companies such as Qualcomm cannot supply 5G radio frequency chips to Huawei. In addition, the weapon development situation created by Huawei is constantly being spread with various conspiracy theories and threat theories. 2 pieces of news came, which seem to prove that Huawei has gradually entered the resurrection stage, and the United States has also become nervous. Over the years, there are not a few technology companies that have been sanctioned by the United States. Even many large technology companies that once had brilliant development achievements have finally fallen under the pressure of the United States and even entered a downturn. For example, Toshiba and Alstom used to be that's all. The United States naturally wants Huawei to replicate the development path of these companies, but it did not expect that Huawei's tenacious vitality exceeded the imagination of the United States. Back then, the United States failed to kill Huawei in its infancy, leaving Huawei alone, and this became their chance to make a comeback in the future. For example, there are now 2 pieces of information that seem to prove that Huawei is indeed alive. 1. Huawei's leaders said that 2022 will be the year when Huawei will turn the crisis into safety, and their revenue will stabilize at $636.9 billion this year. At that time, the news made the United States feel cold. Huawei still achieved such a result despite being suppressed, which means that the blockade of the United States for more than 3 years has basically not played a role, and now Huawei has not been defeated and even prepared to start revenge mode. At the same time, Huawei has been working hard to improve its own revenue generation capabilities. Only by ensuring revenue can we continue to invest in research and development and enable the majority of scientific researchers to carry out their work normally. Ren Zhengfei said that peace is achieved, and it takes hard work to create a peaceful environment for the next 30 years. This means that Huawei still needs to continue to deepen its layout. Whether it is the core communication business or the emerging operating system business, it must actively explore and tap greater market potential. How is Huawei progressing in this regard? In terms of communication business, Huawei has explored the 5G2B business model. This business is to apply 5G technology to various industries and provide high-quality 5G technical support for enterprises in the industry. For example, in the field of coal mines, Huawei helps mining companies build 5G intelligent control systems to control underground excavation facilities and production line conveyor belts through remote operations. Efficient mining can be achieved without manual ground operations. Similar effects are seen in other fields. 5G has the characteristics of low latency and high transmission. It does not simply increase the speed of internet access for ordinary users, but realizes a wide range of value applications in the industry. This is Huawei's 5G2B business model. Huawei has already won more than 3,000 5G2B orders, and it is believed that there will be even greater orders in the future. In terms of operating system business, Huawei has developed two major operating systems, HarmonyOS and Euler, and donated them. The purpose of this is to allow industry ecological partners to participate in the construction of the operating system, improve the ecosystem, and promote more commercial release system versions to the market. 2. The HarmonyOS system regained 2% of the market share. After 18 months of hard work, the HarmonyOS system has finally regained 2% of the market share from Apple iOS and Android. Although it sounds like this market share is not much, it must be known that in recent decades, the smartphone market in the international community, the mobile phone operating market, is basically controlled by Google's Android and Apple's iOS, and other operating systems have no room for survival. However, Huawei has broken this situation by fighting against these two rivals with its own strength and leveraging the entire market. The important thing is not the 2% market share that Huawei has regained, but that Huawei has opened up a new situation. As of now, no domestic mobile phone manufacturer will actively choose to cooperate with Huawei's HarmonyOS system, so the 2% market share is all created by Huawei itself. It is not even an exaggeration to say that in the future, all domestic mobile phone manufacturers will be equipped with HarmonyOS system. And Apple is basically unstoppable. We must know that the most important thing for Huawei to be reborn from nirvana is that they have always refused to succumb to fate. Although Huawei has been targeted and suppressed, they refuse to admit defeat, and Huawei always believes that as long as they work hard, there will be returns. In 2022, Huawei invested a total of $140.98 billion in research and development expenses, which accounted for 22.4% of their total revenue. The most important thing is that in the past 10 years, Huawei's total investment in research and development has reached $845 billion, which is 12 times the market value of Lenovo. If a technology company wants to develop, it must dare to invest, and Huawei is indeed far ahead in terms of technology investment. Under the leadership of Huawei's efforts, the domestic supply chain system has also been significantly improved. For example, in Huawei's 5G small base stations, the proportion of domestic components has increased from the original 48% to the current 55%. The ratio has dropped from the original 27.2% to less than 1%. Such an obvious change has left the United States with no way to deal with it. Therefore, the United States can do nothing in the face of Huawei's 5G equipment. Moreover, the proportion of localization of Huawei's mobile phones is also very high, especially for Huawei's Mist 50 and Mate 40e series. The screens are basically provided by domestic companies. The formation of this situation has indeed allowed everyone to see Huawei's efforts and progress in the field of localization development. It is precisely because the appearance of the above two news made the United States feel unexpected and panic. They seem to be unable to believe why Huawei can be resurrected in such a short period of time. It's just as simple as resurrection, and they will continue to challenge and attack the United States. Next, the United States will wait to take over.